Well, one of the things that we do to help sort of new players get started is we have a learn to play scenario or getting started scenario, which sort of teaches you the basics of the game, and you can go back and replay that as many times as you want. It's sort of a good introduction to how to play the game. But as players play more, they'll sort of learn how to dig deeper and learn how to build up those bigger cities. Well, I think that with the addition of the data layers, which sort of take that the numbers of underneath Glassbox and visualize them in a really easy to read way, it makes it a lot more accessible than previous SimCities. SimCity 4 had a lot of charts and graphs, and we've sort of tried to take that and make it much simpler to understand. How many disasters are there? So we've announced, we've announced earthquakes, tornadoes, meteor strikes, UFOs, and then, I'm trying to think how many more there are. There's at least 2 or 3 more in there. So what you're playing on today is a pretty powerful PC, but we've actually tried to make it accessible to as many people as possible. So you can find the specs on our website, and you can actually sort of adjust the graphic fidelity in exchange for frame rate. So it's up to players to decide sort of where they want their bang for their buck. I think it's really up to the player to decide how they want to approach it. I personally like to sort of create multiple cities, each with their own specialty, but I've seen players play where they try to put it all in one city or try to split cities into 2 things. A lot of times I'll sort of take an extractive, dirty industry like coal mining or oil wells, and I'll mix that up with a trash city because it's going to get dirty anyway, so they sort of are a good complement to each other. But there's all sorts of combinations like that out there that I think players will learn and understand. Well, you can play a single city on your own, and you'll be able to get fairly large with it, but really to top out and really get those gigantic cities, you're going to need to have neighboring cities to help support that city. Well, so you can play a city, you play a region, regardless of how many cities are there, either by yourself or with other players. And so with our smallest region, it's 2 cities, and the biggest regions we have are 16 city regions. And so you can play with up to 15 other people. What's the perfect city? There is no perfect city, it's a sandbox game. So I can't tell you what the perfect city is because it may be different for different people, especially with all the different leaderboards to compete on. So your perfect city for the population leaderboard may be different than the perfect city for the simoleon leaderboard, which may be different than the perfect city for the sickness leaderboard. But as in ways to make your Sims happy, so there's a couple of ways. The 2 main ways are to give them a place to shop, so they can spend the money they've worked hard to earn, and they can get happiness. But they can also go to parks and parks will also make them happy. There is a sandbox mode. You should have to do that at the region creation level. So when you're making a region, you have to flag that to be a sandbox region, and that'll allow you to cheat yourself money or access some of the content more easily. So that way, for those players that just want to have a more creative experience, they have that option. But you won't be able to compete on the leaderboards and the challenges if you're in a sandbox city. Yeah, you have to be online to play, and a lot of that is because the regional simulation happens on our servers. So in order to be able to actually simulate that regional gameplay, you need to be connected. But you also get some of the benefits, and I think today your city crashed, or your game crashed, and it was great because it's backed up in the cloud and it's saved. It's really convenient to have that.